everyone, it's me, Terri, of the Yarn Joy podcast. Welcome back to another episode of Crafting with Friends. Well, as you can see, I am back at my desk today filming. I'm filming this earlier in the day. My son is at work still. My husband is actually here. They had like an ice day at work where they closed where he works because of ice on the roads, but they didn't close where my son works, so he had to go to work. He didn't have to travel very far from home to get to work, so I'm thinking he was good. That was a message on my computer pop up. Okay. What did I do this weekend? I just worked on a few items here. We just stayed around the house, worked around the house. It was a great weekend. The Tunisian squares that I was doing from Jada and Stitch's totally Tunisian crochet along from last year. Well, I put the squares together. I ended up only doing 3 squares by 3 squares because the other 3 squares, or 2 or 3 of them, were just so curled up that even with blocking them, they still were not going to be the same size as the other ones. So I ended up just doing 3 squares by 3 squares, but I got them all put together and I got a border on it, and so I have it in the other room. But I will be showing it on Thursday for the regular episode of Yarn Joy podcast, and I'll show you what I did for the border and how it's looking. But I think I'm done with it. I'm tired of working on it, so I'm going to call it done. It's small. It's like a baby blanket size or toddler size, maybe. I don't know. I don't even think it's 36 inches square the way mine came out. I think it's about 33 maybe square, something like that. But I think it's fine. So I finished up that. I got a message from a friend of mine. Actually, it's somebody that I went to high school with. And she contacted me, and she was wanting me to do 3 of my, well, it's not my pattern, but it's the one of the backpack buddies that I've done in the past. Is the one that looks like a s'more. And she was wanting me to make 3 of them, but not be backpack buddies, just be, amigurumis. And so she, commissioned me to do the 3. So I'm doing that so I can ship them to her. And I've got the first one made, and so I'm working on 2 more. And oh, he's just sitting there smiling at me, so I'll show you. But here's the first one. Isn't that cute? And she, like I said, she didn't want a keychain clip on it or anything, but she did want the smile and the face on it. And so that's what I did. And so I've got the cookies that I need for the 2 more. I've got those made. I also, let's see, that's it. So I got to make the marshmallows and the chocolate for the other 2 and then put them together. And then I'll have the 3 ready for her. So that's what I did. That's what I've been doing. Now let's get on to my project. This is the Around the Bases blanket. I told you that last week I finished the granny square blanket that I was working on for the first few Crafting with Friends episodes. And so I had mentioned that I wanted to use Crafting with Friends to work on some of my older works in progress. And so I said that when I finished the granny square blanket, then I was going to work on the Around the Bases stitch sampler blanket. And so I had mentioned that, Around the Bases, it's called Around the Bases because the parts, it was a crochet along that happened way back. I can't remember what year, but it's pretty old. And I found it, and I found the parts to it that are still available. And I've made this about 3 different times, using this pattern. And I really like it. And so I thought, well, I'm going to do it for this blanket. And so I had gotten to the reason it's called Around the Bases is because each part is called innings, like in a baseball game, instead of parts. But there's more than 9 innings. There's like 16, I think. And, I think I've never actually done all 16 of the innings because I would run out of yarn or the blanket was getting way too big. And so I just would stop. And so we'll see how far I get with this one. It'll probably be until I run out of yarn because I just have a certain amount. Anyway, here's my blanket. I had told you that I was on part number 4. I was on the star stitch, And that's when I had stopped working on it because I don't really care for the star stitch. And so that's where I stopped. And so I think it's been sitting in there for probably over a year and hadn't worked on it. Or it seemed like it's been that long. Anyway, so I got finished with part 4, which is the 4th inning. So here's the whole thing, see? It's the one that I did these swirling squares in the center. That was from a Yarnspirations pattern. And I didn't want to do a whole Afghan with making these squares because I'd have to make like 35 of them. And so I ended up using them as the basis or the central square of the around the bases blanket, because that's what you do. You use your own thing in the middle, whatever you want to make, and then you just end up with a certain stitch count, and then you go on from there, with the around the bases, crochet along the stitches. And so like that purple right here, well, was it? Yeah, I think I did the pink. I think it ended up with this pink. I think that's what it was. And so then the first inning or first part was from here to here, that stitch. And then the second inning was this section right there that had the bobbles in the middle, see? Of the popcorn stitches. And then the third inning was this section here that had the block stitch. And then the 4th inning was the star stitch. Okay, so finished the 4th inning. So let me show you that. I had left off, I had done the purple row of the star stitch, and then I did a half, just maybe half or something of this next star stitch pattern. And so anyway, I finished those 2, and then I actually went on and did the 5th inning, which is this section right here. It's kind of a slanted shell. I can't remember what they call it, but that's the 5th inning. Okay, so now that means I am on to the 6th inning, and the very next round I have to do, round, is half double crochet. So you're going to do that all the way around. So that's not bad at all. But then the next 2 rounds, because the 6th inning has 3 rounds in it. Well, so the first one, like I said, is just a half double crochet all the way around. I guess it's kind of like a foundation round. And then the next 2 rounds of the 6th inning after that one is a back post single crochet. Oh my goodness. And so she said that this inning, the 6th inning, is an inning of perseverance, because that's lots of back post single crochets. But she did give you a hint, or she was talking about it in the pattern. She said that some of the people that had done it, maybe the testers or something, had said that instead of doing a back post single crochet, if you turn your work around, okay, so you're working from the back side, the wrong side of the work, that means the bobble stitches, which is here, that's the right side. These bobbles are going to be facing me like that, okay? So I'm working, no, that's not right. Hello, is that right? Let me tell you, no. The bobbles will be facing away from me like this. So I'm going to be working from the wrong side, yes. So if you do that, then you can do, instead of doing back post single crochets, you can do front post single crochets, which is easier. And I think I agree with that. When you do a front post stitch, that's easier to get your hook, around that post the right direction you need to, versus doing the back post, because you have to like scoop around, and it is more wrist action, I think, and more awkward. So I'm definitely going to do that. I will go ahead and, on working on the right side, I will do that half double crochet round, and then I'm going to turn it around and then work from the back and do front post single crochets instead of back post single crochets. And so that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I remember that round. I have done that round. I have another blanket. It's over there, but I've done that one where I did that round the bases. It's basically Teddy's blanket, because it has been washed and it's all fuzzy and pilly, and it's a mess. Anyway, but it was the around the bases that I had done. But anyway, I do remember that back post single crochet, that's a stitch that's going to take quite a while to get around. So it's definitely inning of perseverance or labor of love. I don't know what you want to call it. She does use a different color for each of those 3 rounds in the 6th inning. And as I mentioned before, these colors that I am doing is from a Karen Big Cake that I have. I think I had 3 of them, I believe. I had 3 of them. And I got them at Tuesday morning, and I don't even know if they still have it or not, but it's this Karen Big Cake. And there's the colors. And I'm using them in the order that they come, you know, the color sequence that's in the cake. That's how I'm picking what color I'm going to use. And so this colorway is called Cherry Cake. Okay? And so what I'm going to be doing the next round in my color sequence, I see that the next round after this, that's not white, it's actually a pale pink. But after that color comes the purple. So I've got one little ball of purple right here. So what I try to do is I try to keep up with my the little balls, instead of just working from the big cake. And the way I get these is because I will work in a color, okay? Like I was working in the color. So like this one, let me see what that center color is. The center is a little bit, yeah, here it is. There's a little bit of gray right there. See, that's the center. And then it changes into the pink and then the purple. There's a purple. And then it goes into pink. Okay, so anyway, so say I did the gray and I finished the round that I was wanting to. Yeah, of course, this is not very much gray in there, but if it's like really in the center of the a square or whatever, and I finished it, but I still had, I need to cut my yarn because I needed to change to the next color because I'm color controlling. Then if I had some of this gray left over, it's still before it turned to the next color I wanted to use, the pink, then I just take that gray and I wind it up into a ball, and then I cut it, and then I continue working in the cake in the next color, like that. And then when I finish the pink, if I have some left, then I roll that up into a ball, cut it, you know, and then, so that way I could get to the purple right here, which is the next color. See, that's what I'm doing. Well, then you get to where you have balls, like this. There it is. See the balls? So what I do is when I'm going to go to another color, if I've got a ball of that color, then I will use the ball. And then if I use it up and I still need more, which is going to happen, I don't know. I'm only doing 1 round of half double crochets. I think I'm probably going to run out of this purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this first. And then here's my poor cake that is almost finished. Look, it's only got 3 colors left in it. So what I'm going to do is then I will use this first, and then if I need more purple, I will attach this purple. You know, I'll attach it and start working from the middle of this floppy cake. And whenever I finish, then whatever's left in this floppy cake, then I'll go ahead and round that up. Not round it. I will ball it up, you know, wind it up into a ball, and that will be a new purple ball that I've got. So then I can get to this next color. But instead of getting to that color, I just see if I have a color. Oh, see, yeah, I have a ball of the next color. So anyway, I try to work from the balls first and use them up before I go back into the cakes if I can. So that's how I'm doing it. I'm enjoying this project. I really like the colors, the way the colors are turning out. I noticed though when I laid it down that these squares in the middle are not laying very flat like I need to block. And I'm almost positive I blocked them. I think I did. I think I blocked them before I put them in here. But I did notice that when I lay it down, all this right here is laying flat, really nice. The edges are not ruffling up. Everything's laying flat, except in the middle, it's kind of blousy without me stretching it and blocking it. So I don't know what I want to do about that. But anyway, I think it's turning out pretty. And like I said, well, like I just showed you, I have a whole more cake that I haven't gotten into yet. And, you know, still pieces of the second cake. I think the first cake is already in here, I think. Yeah, I can't even remember, but I think that I started with 3 cakes. I could weigh it and see, but I think I started with 3 cakes and I'm into my second one right now. I think that's what it is. So there you go. That's what I'm working on today for Crafting with Friends. Let me know down below what you are working on today, or what you were working on while we were having a visit and I was showing you all about this blanket that I'm working on. Yeah, I would be curious to know what you all are working on also. Okay, so I guess that's all for today's Crafting with Friends. I hope that you enjoyed hearing me talk my way through this project, or, you know, telling you how I'm doing it. Maybe gives you some inspiration to use cake yarn in a different way. You know, don't be afraid to cut it up if you need to. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for another one that's coming out today. Will be the Tuesday Tidbits video, and I think I'm going to give a tour of my WIP cart here. So I'm going to be filming that in a little bit, and so you'll be seeing both of those videos today. So I guess I'm going to go. Teddy is down here under my desk. He is, I have a bean bag, not under it, but kind of beside. I have a bean bag chair that he has claimed that he thinks it's his, and he really enjoys climbing up in the middle of it. So I guess I'm going to go. So everybody have a wonderful day, and check out my Tuesday Tidbits video whenever you see it posted. And then come back, of course, on Thursday, and we will have a visit for the regular episode. Sorry, I'm swinging. Right, we'll have another visit for the regular episode of the Yarn Joy podcast, and I will show you what else I got done for this week. So we'll see you later. See you in the next video. Bye.